Oh dear. Hi, everyone. I'm Tiff.
I'm Jack, and we are back with a daily dose a little later in the day.
Yes. So what time
But
is
it doesn't make it
Yeah.
any less of a dose.
It is a big one. So you think you're the boss? Think
Think
again.
again.
So what we're actually going to talk about is one of our dear friends had asked the question about the dominant masculine and the dominant feminine. So if you don't know much about this, read our blog.
Well, maybe you should give a little preface it with a little bit of background about what we're talking about when we're talking about the masculine and the feminine in relationship. Has nothing to do with gender.
Nope.
So just get over that. It doesn't.
Can you tell who the masculine in this relationship is?
Oh,
I bet you
boy. Who's not the boss? That would be me.
You're kind
Yeah,
of the
we'll
boss.
get there. But just talk a little bit really quick about the masculine and the feminine and why both are required.
So in relationship, we do much relationship coaching as part of our practice. And in relationship, we have introduced to many people that have not really heard of it, with the dominant masculine and the dominant feminine. Now we all have both inside of us. So we have masculine and feminine in us, but there is in relationship, if you want sexual chemistry, or what David Data calls sexual polarity, there has to be a dominant feminine and a dominant masculine. And it's not always the masculine being the male, and it's not always the feminine that is the female.
Truly, gender has no bearing.
Yeah, and it also has nothing to do with sexual preference. So a lot of people
Just
think
let all that go.
If the man is the feminine, he must be gay. Which,
No.
yeah, we just have to clarify.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. And so in our relationship, I'm definitely the DF, or the dominant feminine. Jack is the DM, the dominant masculine bossy pants.
Which sparked this Facebook Live talk with you tonight.
Yes.
And Kate, we're so glad you're here.
Hi, Kate.
Because she had an awesome question all about this. And when we're saying you're not the boss, what was the title? It was really awesome.
You're the one that created
No,
that.
sir, you're not the boss, so get over it.
Oh, well, I don't think that's what it was called.
I think
but that
that's what
would
it should have been
good, too.
called. Definitely. So, did you talk about the question already?
No, the question was, the dominant masculine has a tendency to want to fix things or people. So the dominant masculine may want to fix their person, their significant other, just by nature of trying to make things more efficient and work well. And
to make things more efficient, that really is key right there. And we're just going to make it an acronym right now. The DM is the dominant masculine thinker, part of the relationship, and the DF is the dominant feminine feeler, part of the relationship. Because the dominant feminine will be more of a feeler, going with their feelings. The dominant masculine will be more of a thinker, following their thoughts. And it's the dominant masculine that has the issues in the relationship with being controlling of the other person. And the question was, we were asked, how can what was the question?
the question was, is there any information out there to assist the masculine not to jump right into trying to fix the feminine if the feminine is not in alignment with what the masculine thinks they should be doing?
Yeah, this is a real issue because a lot of times the masculine will jump right in. The DM's going to jump right in. Say the DF is having a really bad day and she's upset, she's crying, or he, either one, is upset and they're frustrated and they're talking about their feelings, and immediately the masculine may try to jump in and try to fix it all. They're like, well, you should just do this and you should just stop feeling this way and send a text to that person and tell them to shut up. Because they're being rude, so just tell them to be quiet.
Right.
And then what happens when I jump in and tell you what to do? When you're having a hard time and you're just feeling your feelings about something.
Well, it depends on your personality, but my personality is that of, if anyone tells me what to do, including Jack.
She punches me out.
Oh, honey.
You want to.
That only happened once.
You want
Oh, maybe a couple of times.
Maybe. We'll talk about that another time.
Oh, whatever.
How to hide your bruises. Just kidding. Just kidding. Oh boy.
That's funny. You're cute. So, yeah, it doesn't feel very good because we do want to feel our feelings and kind of experience that. And to be fixed is one of those things that happen that makes us feel yucky because we don't feel like we're broken. We're just having an experience. And for the dominant masculine, the DM, what happens is that their driving force is to know that they have what it takes to do whatever it is that they choose to do.
And stand up and take the lead.
To take the lead, yes. So if you're in relationship and your DF is struggling with something, then you want to take the lead and you want to fix the problem and you want to fix it quickly. How does that?
And it doesn't work.
No.
And really, the very best thing you can do is listen and become the observer. So take yourself out of the equation so your ego is not getting all wild and in the way and feeling all butthurt if it's about you. And just listen and try to understand and look at this person that you love so much and ask yourself, what do they need? What does this person that I absolutely adore, what does she or he need the most? Mm-hmm. And in any given moment, the main thing is that their feelings can be cherished and that they can have the space to be a mess if they want to be, or if they're just in that way. And as you become the observer, so take yourself out of the equation, but stay present in love towards them. Mm-hmm. And they will begin to feel safe and cherished all at the same time with you.
So the DF, the driving force, and I don't even want to say the driving force, the moving force for the DF is to know that they are captivating. Okay, they want to be wonderful and beautiful and desired and cherished and all those yummy, delicious words. When you, the DM, tries to fix the DF, we don't feel desired, cherished, or captivating. We feel like, oh, I'm a mess. And one thing that the DF says all the time is, I am just a mess. And it's because we are emotional creatures by nature, and that's okay, and that's actually designed by the divine, that is how we are. We're driven by love, relationships, communication, connection, all those things. And the DM is driven by purpose and making things efficient and making sure that things run well. And so there are some differences there. And if you understand that about each other, then it's easier to communicate and it's easier to understand each other. But the fixing of the DF,
no, they're not broken. So knock it off. They're not broken. And Jennifer, just like you're saying, it's okay to cry. Mm-hmm. And crying is amazing. And when you can step back and allow them the space to cry, or even yourself for that matter, it always moves through. It actually brings more oxytocin, which is a well-being chemical that makes you feel better. So instead of trying to fix it and stop it and get them to hurry up and be happy so you can be comfortable, just sit back and love them and allow them the space to have the emotions that they're having about whatever they're having them about.
And the DF is really amazing because they know how to fix their own issue. Sometimes they just have to allow all those feelings and emotions to move through them so that they can just release it. The masculine is pretty good at keeping some perspective and not being as emotional, not being as overly sensitive as the masculine often would call the DF. And it's just a different way of being. We are emotional creatures, and the DM is very directional, very logical thinking, and moves through things quite quickly and swiftly to get things done. And for us, we're just a little bit different. So for instance, the DF usually has to feel good to do good. The DM usually has to do good to feel good.
Really think about that.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. So if you're the dominant masculine and you're trying to get the feminine to get up and just, get busy and then
pull
they'll
up
feel
your
better.
bootstraps.
It doesn't work that way.
No.
In fact, it's backwards. So don't expect them to be like you. Just knock it off. They're not. Neither of you are. Love and cherish and respect the differences between the two of you, and your relationship will feel a hell of a lot better.
Yes.
Instead of expecting them to be like you. It doesn't work.
Yeah, and it really isn't the job of the DM to fix the DF.
Ever. You can't.
Yeah.
There's nothing
wrong.
broken.
Yeah.
there's nothing broken. And the hardest time is if you, the DM, have actually done something or said something that's hurt the feelings of your DF, and they're crying about that. That's when your ego really jumps in, and you're trying to prove why you get defensive, and you're trying to prove why you didn't mean that. And honestly, that is the greatest challenge for you, to step back, pull your ego out of the equation, sit and listen, and try to truly understand how this person is feeling about whatever you said or did or didn't do or didn't say, for that matter, and truly listen. And once you hear them, allow them the space to share with you without you trying to prove why you didn't mean to do it or didn't mean to say it. Truly listen and hear them, and then respond to them in a way that matches. Maybe you need to apologize. Maybe you need to take a minute and ask yourself, what is my part of this? What did I do that was out of alignment? Or maybe the DF is asking you or saying, I don't know, what's an example, a real-time example of this issue that happens?
Because our communication styles are so different, DMs and DFs, there's some misunderstanding. So here's a funny one. We're just looking at old pictures.
and boy, you're going to bring this up.
Can I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I was looking at old pictures probably about from when we first got together years ago. And Jack just said, "Look how thin your face was."
Oh my God. So guess what happened? So she takes that to mean that I'm saying, what did you think I was saying?
No, I said, honey, you don't say
ever
things
say
like
that.
Like, yeah, my face is fatter now, I know.
I think one of the issues that I have is just saying whatever comes through my mind without stopping and really thinking about how this may affect the person that I'm saying it to. And that's another hint for the DMs out there. Just pay attention.
Yeah.
What you were saying.
So, Jack said, I wasn't saying that your face looks fatter now. I was just looking at how you looked back then, and I'm sorry. Like, he was pretty good about it. I wasn't too offended, but I'm like, those are some of the things that you just don't say things like that. I'm like,
oh, okay, no.
Maybe I need a facelift. Just kidding. So we've laughed about it all night, but those are some of the things that the DM sometimes will say things that appear to be quite insensitive, and really, and I have to say, just really understanding DM and DF relationship, the DM wants to help. They are helpers. They are givers. By nature, they are good. But the way that they communicate and do those things is a little bit different than how we would do it. So we have a lot of misunderstandings as DM and DF. That's totally normal. But really understanding each other will help us. Can I help you?
Yeah, it was just bending down a little far. And I'm trying to control it. I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying to make everything better.
Stop it! Stop it! I think it's just fine. So, this is our little chat tonight. DMs, stop trying to fix your DFs. It's not your job. DFs, it's okay to be emotional. It's okay to not have everything figured out. And if you understand that about each other, then things will run a lot smoother.
So much more smoothly.
Yes.
And I'm sure there's a million more things to say, but that's why we'll be back, I'm sure, tomorrow.
Yeah, a million times.
And don't forget to eat dessert first.
Because life is meant to be devoured.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Sweet dreams.
Bye.